Hi everybody, this is Matt from alphamatfitness.com coming at you with another video on a topic which I just kind of thought of today, which has kind of been on my mind for a long time, and that's basically on the topic of not being overly concerned with what people think of you or what their opinions are of you. Now, I've been around long enough to realize that throughout your life, you're going to encounter and you're going to interact with a lot of different people. You're going to form a lot of relationships. Some relationships are going to be mutually beneficial. Some relationships will be only one-sided. A lot of the cases, relationships will end up being good. Some will simply fade away, and a lot of times relationships will result in kind of being soured, right? I mean, if any of you have been in any sort of breakup, in a romantic breakup or marital breakdown, or falling out with a friend or someone, a member of your family, you'll realize that people tend to easily and quickly form opinions about you without truly knowing who you are. And I think the fundamental reason for that is that they really don't know who you are. And I've been thinking a lot about this throughout my life. So I've done a lot of reflection with this, and it all comes down to introspection, which is a term that you don't hear too often. But introspection is basically how you feel and how you look from within your own mind, right? On this planet, there's over close to 7 billion individual people here. We live all living within our own minds and our own interactions through the world. We all live in our own heads. That people say that a lot, right? Hey, Bob lives in his own mind. He lives his own little world. Now, although that term is thrown away, or that phrase is thrown around quite often to almost like put someone down to the sense that that person's out of touch with reality. But when you come to think about it, we all operate from our own internal conscience. I don't have like a psychology degree or any sort of training in psychology, but I do find these kind of topics relatively interesting, and they're interesting in all areas of life. For example, I've thought about this for quite a few years, because I've realized that through my interactions with people, especially in relationships where I've gotten soured or simply fallen out, people tend to be quick to judge and to think they know how you are and how your mind operates. And because of those assumptions, they assume that you feel and you think a certain way. They may believe that you act a certain way for complete fallacies or complete things which they think are happening within your mind, which are not really, because there's no way for them to truly identify or truly step in your shoes, for lack of better terms. I mean, that statement's thrown around all the time. Don't judge a man until you've walked 1,000 miles in his shoes. Now, although circumstances can be very similar, for example, you may go through a divorce just like your friend may go through a divorce. You may go through hardship just like a friend goes through hardship, which may help you better understand what that person went through, but you'll never truly understand what occurs within the mind of that person experiencing those events in their life. I like to give examples from my own life, from my own experiences in life. For example, take my ex-wife, for example. She's a good person. She, in my opinion, feels that I am a certain way in which I do not believe that I am. Therefore, she treats me a specific way on times. We've had a lot of falling outs and a lot of arguments regarding myself and the kids, and for example, because of how she thinks I am. Like, she thinks I operate under certain assumptions, or she thinks I operate under a certain way. And no fault upon her, but a lot of people do this. For example, how many times have you had a crazy ex, for example, who thinks that you're X, Y, and Z, and you're thinking, why the hell does she think I'm like that? I'm pretty sure we can all relate to that situation. Why is she thinking that way? Why is she treating me this way? Why is she treating me like I'm garbage? Why is she doing things to make it seem as if I am evil? Whereas in your own mind, you're thinking, no, I'm not that way. I'm the opposite of that, right? And a lot of times there's a lot of things going on with the human psychology where people make up excuses and almost invent scenarios within their own mind to justify things. And this comes down to all areas in life, right? People may judge you for your lifestyle choices with fitness, for example. They may not understand why you choose a path of living a better, healthier, more active life, right? They may not understand why you're so stringent with your nutrition, or why you're so adamant on hitting your macros, or why you're so fixated on getting to the gym every day, and why you're so fixated on doing a specific routine, and anything that disrupts your mindset and your rhythm. And it's true, people can only see things from within their own vision of the world, and their own perceptions of reality, right? They may have facts, but humans are also inherently emotional creatures, right? So they may project what they feel of themselves onto you. A group of friends asks you to go out to eat at a pizza restaurant. You may have plans to go to the gym and eat a nice healthy chicken dinner, right? You may politely decline the offer, and they may take it insult to that, and they may think that you are obsessed and form an opinion of you of being obsessed, and they may relate that to being obsessed with your body, or obsessed with your image, or simply an obsessive individual. They don't understand any sort of things which drive you inside: passion, motivation, and work ethic, for example. Even though you may say things, it doesn't mean people truly understand them. So when people pass judgment upon you, or when you have to deal with people feeling a certain way about you, give them a little bit of slack in that, and give yourself some slack also in knowing that they truly do not know who you are and what you are about. They may know what you are and what you're about from your actions. Actions do not always reflect how you feel. We all make mistakes. We all do things we regret. So try to think of people as simply operating on what information that basically they've gotten from you, their own perception and the way they've processed that information, and therefore they come up with a specific result, or in their mind they process a certain outcome to that. So you have done this, or I have seen you do this and this and this, therefore you are this, which may not always be true. So in the end, you have to really only be satisfied and happy with what you do. Be a good person, for example. Stick to your goals. Stay motivated. Help others. Be supportive of others. Be a kind and helpful person. And that all comes back to being understanding with people may not feel the highest about you. I went through a stage where the longest time I wanted, for example, my ex-wife to think highly of me, where she simply didn't. She had her reasons for initiating divorce. Therefore, she obviously had a very low opinion of me, and I know she still does. I used to let this get to me. I've reached a point now where I've simply accepted that that is her opinion. You cannot change that. Regardless of how you may feel in your own mind and what you may be operating on, it does not mean that the other person truly understands that. That falls true for everything, right? I don't get along with my family very well. They may assume certain things about me. I may assume certain things about them. I've had falling out with friends. I've stopped communicating with various friends due to things which I regret as well. And they may make assumptions on me, and I know I have made assumptions on them. So it's just human nature to make these assumptions, right? So don't go too hard on yourself based off what other people think, right? What matters is what you know and hear and in your heart, and what you're doing is the right thing for you, right? So try not to hurt people along the way. Try to acknowledge other people's feelings and other people's perceptions. But remember, what's in the end, it doesn't matter what people think. It matters what you think about yourself. If you're happy with yourself, you only get one chance to live, and no one else is going to live it for you, and no one else is going to live in your mind and experience it for you. So basically, that's where I want to sum it up. I hope this video helps someone out there. If it does, like and subscribe below, please. And I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Thanks.